We have the backstage reaction to CM Punk's possible WWE return. Plus, a top promotion is excited to potentially work with CM Punk, and a major Raw star is getting an NXT title match. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. CM Punk news. We haven't done any in minutes.
Oh, God, it feels like an eternity since I've even read that man's name.
And who is he? Who is she? Who is she? On the channel right now, where did AEW go wrong with CM Punk? Have your say on quite a divisive subject. That's waiting for you on the YouTube channel. But in terms of not what was happened, let's talk about what comes next and possibly that WWE return that we've been harping on about. Now, PW Insider Elite have given us a few details on that, haven't they, Sam?
Yeah, they said within minutes of the announcement that Punk was terminated with cause by AEW President Tony Khan, he feared for his life, don't you know, he was an immediate topic of discussion within WWE, especially top talents. There were some who were adamantly against the idea and didn't believe it could happen, but others who looked at it as a chance to make big money. We know of one top-tier star who was all for it, but it wouldn't be their call.
Now, a few within WWE have noted that it would be an Endeavor call, and Punk did have a good relationship with Endeavor and UFC when he fought there that time. It was also pointed out that years ago, that on Steve Austin's podcast, Vince McMahon even noted that people who have spoken ill about the company and came to regret it, they actually end up working there again. McMahon hoped that they could work together again one day with CM Punk.
Now, I think the thing here is if you look ahead to what's potentially going to happen that we're going to report on in just a little bit, I think, there's rumblings on the horizon surrounding the Endeavor deal going through potentially quite soon. Now, we talked about it a good few weeks ago on one of the weekend news as me and Fraser, but it looked like the McMahons in the new TKO company, that would be kind of the what comes after the merger, would only have 12% control or around there. So ultimately, it will be an Endeavor call, and I think that it depends, right? It's smash and grab quick money, but is Punk gonna be happy with going back into that kind of system? Is it going to be one of those things where he's given a bit more creative freedom, maybe like a Cody Rhodes? Is it going to be something where it's going to create a lot of divisiveness in the locker room that is maybe something you don't potentially want if it's not manageable? Is it going to be something where it's just going to work out? Like, there's a lot of possibilities and a lot of what ifs, but I mean, that was the story of Punk before going to AEW, wasn't it? We're just kind of back to that square, but now it's on fire.
And all the ships have been burnt.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned about smash and grab and making that money. One thing that was mentioned in the news yesterday from one source close to Fight fans was that Triple H, if there was to be a CM Punk return, Triple H would want it for more than just a one-time pop.
Yes.
He would need to come in and be part of the system and be part of the process. And
you need it for at least 6 months to a year, I think.
Yeah, just to get the most out of it.
If you're going for like a short-term thing, maybe a year.
I think a year from Mania to Mania.
Yeah.
Having worked some decent programs with people, and then.
And it depends if he even wants to wrestle, right? So that's the thing. He might just be completely done now.
He might be. But I think with a guy like CM Punk, there will always be some kind of options out there, despite the sort of toxicity around this story.
And also maybe a little bit of, I'll show you.
Nothing grinds a gear quite like hubris, I find. Now, PW Insider say, in terms of other places that would be very much welcoming Punk with a warming glow, Impact Wrestling have said they are super excited about the idea of Punk potentially working there. PW Insider say, I don't know that realistically that would be a long-term option. No word yet on whether the side have had any conversations or even if Punk is open to conversations about pro wrestling. Now, there is a little something to this.
Yeah, so apparently over the weekend, a photo emerged of CM Punk hanging out with Sign Guy Dudley, aka Lou E. Dangerously, aka Lou Dangeli, Vice President of Marketing for Impact Wrestling. Lou shared a photo of the two together on his Instagram story, and the two have been known to hang out quite a lot, so there is that kind of link there to Impact. It would certainly make waves. I think people would be expecting a much different landing pad. If Punk was to just show up at Impact, it'd be like, whoa, okay, like, right, we all need to tune in right now, and we need to, what's going on?
They did what Impact did on their socials, which I thought was very Impact and very well timed with all this CM Punk stuff going on. They just casually announced, we've got 3 dates in Chicago coming up. see you, in fact. That's right, CM Punk at the Walker Dome in Newcastle. Come on! Bring a UK.
When you look to the other side of the globe, though, New Japan Pro Wrestling's another name that's been bandied about as somewhere that Punk could land. And realistically, looking at that, I could see that happening potentially, maybe, but at the same time, I don't see that being anything more than kind of, let's get some really high-profile matches. And, you know, that travel schedule is quite hellish, especially if you're going back and forward quite a lot. You know, if you're going to be long-term there, you really need to move over there for quite some time. So, and there's a little bit of extra to go in that, isn't there?
Yeah, and now as great as the idea is it would be with New Japan, PW Insider also saying that because of the relationship that AEW, Tony Khan have with New Japan currently, it might not be an option immediately.
Yeah.
Just to go, I'm just going to pop over here.
No, you can't really rock the boat too much when you're in that level of kind of business agreement and negotiation between the companies. I think that it's something that's very carefully crafted, and you don't really want to rock the boat unless it's for something ridiculously monumental that you can kind of ask for forgiveness later.
Yeah, it would seem that way. In terms of what he could do next, though, it seems like the world is his oyster. PW Insider say there doesn't appear to be any no-compete in Punk's termination. And where he goes next, if anywhere, does remain to be seen.
Get on Freddie Prinze Jr.'s new thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do that.
That's a
See
thing.
what happens.
That's the thing. PW Insider, thank you very much for your support on that one. Now, NXT was last night. No CM Punk on NXT. So if you are looking for CM Punk free zones, NXT is the place to go. A title match has been set for No Mercy.
Yeah, so Mustafa Ali defeated Dragon Lee last night, and in doing so, earned a shot at Dirty Dom's NXT North American Championship at NXT No Mercy. Dominic acted as guest referee and fast countered Dragon Lee to give Ali the win, and afterwards got laid out by Ali anyway. Yeah. I think this is going to be a nice little match. Like Ali's somebody who I could see, taking that belt from Dom and doing really well with it. So it would certainly be something, more substantial than what it feels like the company has been prepared to do with Ali for quite some time. And it's been a shame because Ali's just, he's an in-ring talent who just brings it, delivers it consistently to a high level, but it doesn't ever feel like they kind of get all the cogs in motion with him. So this is something I'm actually quite excited to see.
And it was nice to see a little while ago when they actually gave Mustafa Ali his creative wish, that promo that he made off his own back as like a tester, that got brought onto NXT in a big way. So maybe Ali's North America could be a thing coming soon. That joins the card for NXT No Mercy, diggity dog, on September the 30th, as well as the Heritage Cup title match with the winner of the Heritage Invitational facing Noam Dar, and Carmelo Hayes facing either Ilya Dragunov again or Wesley again.
Just throw both in there.
Yeah.
Just throw both in there. Come on.
That might be what we do.
Yeah.
That might be what we do. Before we get to No Mercy, though, we have a main Raw roster star, a major name talent coming to headline NXT next week in a title match.
Yeah, it was a bit of an action-packed NXT last night, wasn't it? So after Tiffany Stratton successfully defended the NXT Women's Championship last night, Becky Lynch appeared on a video screen and declared that since she's never won the NXT Women's Championship, she would come back to NXT next week and challenge Stratton in the main event of next week's show. And the match was made official shortly after. And this is going to be absolutely class.
Yeah, this is great. Love the way this has been sort of slowly bubbling away. And I think this could be the making of Tiffany Stratton. What a badge of honor it would be if she turns away the challenger Becky Lynch next week.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's just such a huge pedestal to be on anyway, but to actually defeat Becky and hold on to that title is really something.
What if Becky Lynch gets attacked backstage and replaced in the match by CM Punk?
Don't, Tom. They'll think you're being genuine.
I am. Punk's fried me brain. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com.
Punk versus Goldberg, book it somebody.
Oh,
let's go.
You cowards.
Throw Y back in a special guest ref.
Love you, bye, you cowards.